Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So this horrible tank meta may seem to be coming to an end with the latest patch that has been released on the PTR. We've gone over the details of this patch already, but in case you missed that video that went out late last night, now do check out the video on screen in the top right hand corner. Anyway, there's been a range of tweaks, nerfs and other changes that all point towards one main thing, and that is the triple tank meta. It's more of a bundle of nerfs that make this happen rather than just one main one. So let's begin by going over these nerfs and the effect that they will have on the game as a whole.
So first up, D.Va was obviously nerfed, now only with 200 armor instead of 400, and she has instead got 400 normal health instead of the earlier 200, basically swapped those around. This should help characters like Reaper, Soldier, and any other hero that relies on dealing damage over the course of several rounds, bursts or bullets. In Reaper's case, the shotgun pellets, and in Soldier's case, his rifle's bullets. Overall, it should just be a lot easier to actually kill D.Vas once you catch them out of position, rather than have them just fly away and heal up again. Next up we got Hog himself, and he's got himself a new hook. Hook 2.0 introduces some changes we've also already gone over, but they basically mean that hooking heroes around corners won't really be a thing anymore. But it does reward proper hooks by putting the enemy nice and close to Roadhog, making for a pretty secure one-shot after the hook. Lastly, we have the Ana nerf of her heal grenade. The healing boosted to allies used to be at 100% effect from this, but now it has been decreased to 50%. This will mean that Ana won't be able to just plow through enemies together with her tanks by simply keeping them alive. So now that it'll be harder to keep high HP allies on high HP in a big fight, the tank meta should take a big hit. These three heroes being nerfed and changed in the way that they have been should mean that we'll see a lot less tank heavy lineups out there, but what else does it mean for one hero in particular?
I would say that a good majority of the player base are kind of happy with these nerfs and understand where they're coming from, but not many seem to really care about the Sombra buff. But there has been one sort of indirect buff that has happened, and that is to everybody's favourite DPS Soldier. Nothing has been changed with the hero himself, but he will be a lot stronger if all of these changes go through, and he comes out unnerfed. D.Va's armor used to be the main factor that allowed D.Va to just fly up into Soldier's face to essentially disrupt and annoy him. Now that most of that armor is gone, Soldier's max damage of 20 per hit will stay the same and be incredibly strong, compared to shooting through all of the armor, which would be a reduced amount to 15 per hit. This means that for 200 of D.Va's hit points, Soldier will basically deal 25% more damage compared to before. Now whilst that may not seem like much, you have to keep in mind that we're talking about Soldier here, a hero that was already among the top picked heroes and is considered one of the most versatile heroes around. So having a meta favoured hero this way yet again, but this time with fewer tanks to sort of be in his face, would be a major limitation to him. It's gonna be a good time for all of you Soldier 76 mains.
On top of the D.Va nerf indirectly helping Soldier out, we also have Hook 2.0. Now you might wonder why this one would affect Soldier at all, and I'll show you why. Soldier 76 has an ability called Sprint. You might know of it. Whilst it's an ability that means that he can just run, it does actually play a big part in why Hook 2.0 affects Soldier's situation as well. This might not be as big of a factor as the D.Va nerf, but it is one worth considering and keeping in mind for sure. When Soldier 76 runs and jumps, he'll keep the speed from running when jumping in the air, similarly to how Lucio can bunny hop around almost anywhere. These characters keep their momentum in mid-air essentially, and can by doing that go around corners and just avoid getting picked or taking damage. This means that if Soldier is running away from a Hog to cover, Roadhog will have a harder time hooking him compared to before. As you can see now on screen, I'm comparing the same type of hook between the previous Roadhog and Roadhog with Hook 2.0. So first we got the previous Roadhog here. This is the one that's currently on the live client and does not feature Hook 2.0. As you can see, Soldier runs and he gets hooked around the corner still, even though the line of sight between Roadhog and Soldier is broken. Now with Hook 2.0, these hooks won't sometimes even land and will sometimes land and just disconnect. The results kind of speak for themselves here, and Soldier simply won't be as easy to hook as he once was. Whilst this won't matter if Soldier is just out in the open, it will still play a part in this and help Soldier out. On the contrary to this though, when Soldier is actually properly hooked, he will most likely die in one shot due to Hook 2.0 placing the enemy in a better spot in front of Roadhog for him to finish them off with a shotgun. Either way, counting on surviving after being hooked from Roadhog wasn't really something you did in the first place, so I definitely think being able to avoid hooks like this is pretty big.
So as you can see, there are a lot of things and factors to keep in mind when it comes to hero balance. And in this case, all of the buffs that have been made to Soldier are all indirect rather than the direct changes to the hero. But maybe we'll see the devs take a different approach to the PTR this time around for 2017, and a Soldier nerf might be added onto the PTR at some point down the line, who knows. But as of right now, it seems like Soldier 76 is going to be incredibly strong in the upcoming meta, and that's not as if he wasn't already. And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. There were some interesting things in that PTR as well, including the sort of pinwheel and stuff to do with the kill feed. For everything, do watch that video, it's all in there. It's nice to see 2017 start with a pretty interesting twist. Most people saw it coming, the Ana nerf and the Diva nerf especially, but man, Soldier looks scary now. Let us know what you think as well in the comments below, whether you think that some of these changes were a bit unfair maybe, or whether like the Ana change is just not enough. But that's it for this time, take care, and we'll see you then.